E featuring Europa League winners Sevilla and Ruairi's pick for Premier League champions Chelsea.
Again, I have a lot of backtracking to do in this episode, I think.
I guess Ruairi has learned that once you say something and it's recorded in a podcast...
It's a permanent record forever
it's
now.
Permanent
it's on the
record
internet.
forever.
Nothing can be done with it.
Right. How do you feel about Chelsea? How are they doing this season? How do you think they're going to go through this group?
Yeah, I think if they don't, then Lampard should definitely lose his job. If it was the Europa League, I think Chelsea would be more worried about Sevilla. But I think it should be fairly straightforward. Sevilla, Chelsea, Krasnodar and Stade Rennais. I think Krasnodar, Russia is always a tricky place to go to. It's always, I know it's kind of a stereotype, but it's always cold. The stadiums are always quite hostile, so maybe that they'll struggle to Krasnodar away, but I would expect Chelsea and Sevilla to go through. By the time the competition starts, you would hope, or you would think that Chelsea would have all of their new signings playing, because obviously so far they've only had Havertz, Werner and Thiago Silva from the new signings, and Mendy now made his debut last night, right? Play. So I think by then they should have the likes of Ziyech in. Maybe they'll have a bit more time to blood in. So I think, yeah, by this point Chelsea should be in their groove.
Chelsea and Sevilla are my two picks.
I think it has to be. It has to be.
Group F, Zenit, Dortmund, Lazio, and Club Brugge. I do think that Dortmund and Lazio are going to go through, but Lazio, wow, they suffered quite a defeat the other night against Atalanta.
Right?
Quite humiliated. Atalanta just dominated the game. Lazio didn't look like the Lazio we were used to seeing last year. I feel like they've got to prove something to their fan base. They've got to show that last year was not a coincidence. They can be competitive, and I do think that Zenit and Club Brugge, they are kind of constant presences in the Champions League, but that's not an excuse. Lazio have got to make it, and I do think that once they get past the group stage, they could pull out something exciting. But Dortmund are the team to beat in this group.
Oh, I think we've said it before. I am absolutely in love with Dortmund at the moment. I love their squad. I love all the media that comes out of it. They all seem like they're having a great time. It's such a great atmosphere, great place to be. I'm gonna be controversial. I'm gonna say Zenit get through ahead of Lazio.
All right. So your picks are Dortmund and Zenit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lazio will bottle it, and that's not just because I don't like them.
All right. And now moving on to quite an exciting fixture. For the first time since Cristiano Ronaldo has transferred to Juventus from Real Madrid, Messi and Ronaldo are going to meet each other in a group stage of the Champions League. That's quite exciting.
This feels like an end game kind of thing. It feels like, Ali, Foreman. This feels like coming to the end of their careers. This is their last chance to face off and prove who is the greatest. I think this is going to be so much fun. And we get it twice. We do get it twice.
It's kind of disappointing that they cannot match up in the round of 16, but maybe if they both go through, they could meet later on in the tournament.
Spoiler alert, I think they will both go through.
Yeah, no, I do think, in this group too, Barcelona and Juventus has got to be the pick for the ones that are going to make it.
So the full group is Juventus, Barcelona, Dinamo Kiev, and Ferencváros, who, interestingly, I have seen live when I was in Hungary. Incredible stadium, very historic team. The guy who played for Real Madrid, the striker Puskás, he played for Ferencváros.
The guy who played for Real Madrid?
Yeah, the striker who played for Real Madrid. You know his name, right?
Puskás,
the famous Hungarian, one famous Hungarian player. He played for Ferencváros. And I think for a team like that, this is their first time in the Champions League. They will be so happy that they have drawn Juventus and Barcelona in the group. Because this is exactly what the fans want, right? We want the Champions League. We want to see the best players. We want to see the best teams. It's a big payday for them. I'm quite happy for Ferencváros. Hopefully, if they can score one goal against them, that will be their kind of cup final.
And hopefully, we will see how things unfold with the current coronavirus emergency. But hopefully, fans will be allowed to watch at least a section in the stadium.
It would be such a shame if they're there and nobody's allowed in the stadium.
Can you believe it? They finally make it to the Champions League and they cannot watch their team play against Juventus, Barcelona, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, all that. That's quite a bummer.
Even Dinamo Kiev are historically a big European team. kind of, local in geographical terms rival, maybe. Like, I feel like that's another game you could get excited about. There's often very good players that come out of Dynamo Kiev, right?
Well, coming up, this is kind of difficult to predict. We've got a Group H. Let us recap. PSG, Man U, Leipzig, and once again, Istanbul, Başakşehir. Let's start from the last team. Playing away in Turkey is never easy for anybody.
I always just remember that welcome to hell sign. I think it was Galatasaray or Fenerbahce had, and just the flares and the smoke, and nobody wants to be playing away in Turkey. Nobody wants to be playing away.
Who do you think are going to go through?
I honestly think this is a toss of a coin between PSG, United, and Leipzig. I think United, it depends how Solskjaer is doing, or there are, I think, now 4 days until the transfer window closes, how Manchester United do in the next 4 days. I need to get this off my chest. At the weekend, rules have been broken, and I think a precedent has been set that I don't like.
What is the precedent?
So, I agree, it was a handball. Mopé, it was definitely a handball, there's no argument about it. But for the referee to end the game and then go back and restart the game to give a penalty, it's not just because it was United. It pissed me off. I think you're messing with a rule there that, like, where does it stop now? Like, do we go back to 1986 and say Maradona's goal doesn't count anymore because he handballed it? Like, I know I'm for dramatic effect, but where does it end?
I don't know where it ends, but I remember what you said to me on Saturday before we went to the Inter game. You said, Man U are officially the Juventus of England.
I've had enough of it. They're the luckiest team in the world. I've absolutely had enough of it.
Is it just luck, or is there something more to it?
Right, now living in it, Italians love a conspiracy theory around football, and I don't want to get involved in it, but I feel like it's getting contagious. Just every time you think they're out, something gets them back in. There's always something. And that decision, it was a handball. It was definitely a handball. Mopé, I don't like Neil Mopé. I hate him for his antics against Arsenal. I'm glad it was him that gave away the penalty. But also, the game was finished. The game was finished. The referee had blown the whistle. It's done.
That was heartbreaking to watch for the opposition. I did watch it, and I was like, oh man, I wouldn't want to be them. That is awful. The final whistle has been blown, and you just award a penalty. You restart the game.
Can you imagine? You think like the Brighton players were celebrating like they'd equalised a minute earlier, like, and they battered United. They hit the bar like 7 times. It was crazy. I can't believe. I feel a dangerous precedent has been set, but I've got it off my chest now, so it's fine.
All right, you said it's a coin flip between PSG, Man U, Leipzig. Pick 2.
I'm going to say I don't trust Solskjaer, so PSG, Leipzig.
I'm going to say PSG, Man U. Before we move on to the quiz and then to the weekly topic, I want to ask Rory, who do you think are going to lift the trophy at the end of the season?
I think Bayern are going to retain it. But listeners, if you've learned anything, it's that my predictions are not great. I'm not good at betting.
All right. I'm going to say it. I think Inter Milan have got a shot.
You're an idiot.
All right, I've just said it. Episode 4, you can go back to it.
Moving on.
You can go back to it. But now let's move on to the quiz. And don't forget that this weekend on Sunday, we've got 2 big fixtures in Serie A. Juve are playing Napoli and Lazio are playing Inter. Rory, are you ready for the quiz?
Yeah, I'm ready to win. Let's do it.
Let's go. Will Rory finally guess the mysterious player for the first time since we started recording?
Yes.
Okay, he's sure about it. Before we start, we would like to wish a happy birthday to George Weah.
Woo!
We are recording today on Thursday, October 1st, and he was our very first mysterious player. And guessed? Who guessed it? It was me, I guess.
It was. You did.
So, Rory, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling confident but nervous.
Confident but nervous.
It's a strange mix of emotions.
Is that an oxymoron?
Yeah, I'm all over the place, listener. I don't know what's going on.
All right. So I'm going to speak in first person, as I usually do, as if I was the player in question. Hello, Rory.
Hello.
I was born on January 30th, 1975.
75, 85, 95, 2005, 2006, 45. Right. Sorry, you had to hear my mental math there. Right.
My professional career lasted from 1993 to 2014.
Okay.
21 years as a professional football player.
Decent career.
I've got 40 caps for my national team, and I've scored 6 goals for my national team.
Sorry, one more time.
I've played for my national team in 40 games.
40 games, right.
And I've scored 6 goals.
6 goals, okay, right.
Among other countries, I've played in France and in Qatar.
Okay.
And in France, I have won 7 league titles.
Okay, right.
So, born in 75, the 30th of January, very important in detail. His professional career has lasted from 1993 to 2014. He's got 40 caps for his national team, and he has scored 6 goals for him. And among other countries, he's played in France and Qatar. And in France, he has won 7 league titles.
Okay, so my thought process here is this is around the time that Lyon would have been dominating Ligue 1. I think it was before PSG were the powerhouse they are now. So I'm thinking maybe he played for Lyon. I'm thinking, do I get questions or I just get to think about it?
Ask me one question now, and then you can keep 2 for later. Well, you keep 2 for later for the listeners. Come on.
In my pocket, right?
All
okay.
right.
Was he born in South America?
Yes, he was.
Okay, good, right. Okay. Damn it! I feel like, okay. But I said this last time.
You might have it. I don't want him to have it. But okay, listeners, you've got the hints. Now it's time for us to discuss our weekly topic. This week we're going to talk about the Ballon d'Or. But don't forget that there is a mysterious player to guess, and we'll be back with the answer after the weekly topic.
Come on, listener. I've got it. You've got it. We'll be fine.
All right. Our weekly topic today is going to focus on the prize that is given to the best player in the world, and usually it's the player who plays in Europe. We're talking, of course, about the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or, where we can say that the Champions League, how a player does during the Champions League, definitely has an influence on the race for the Ballon d'Or. How do you feel about it, Ruairi?
Yeah, I feel like it's almost, especially nowadays, it's more or less exclusively who wins the Champions League kind of ties into it. I think Messi has won it a few times without winning the Champions League, but I think it plays such a key part in it now that if you don't win the Champions League, you're not going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Usually, but not always.
Like Messi is an exception in every sense, so yeah. I feel like that kind of doesn't count. But yeah.
Exactly. So this year, for the first time since the Ballon d'Or was instituted, it was not awarded because of the strange season that happened due to the coronavirus emergency. I do feel like that's bullshit, honestly.
I honestly don't know why they came to that decision. I'm still like, I was thinking about it when we were doing research for the show. I was like, wait, why did they make that decision? I don't understand.
There was a Champions League winner. Every country had a winner.
Apart from France, but yeah.
Well, PSG were awarded winners in the end. But in every other country, the games were finished. There is a Champions League winner. Why not give the Ballon d'Or? I really don't understand why.
I feel like Lewandowski must feel like he upset someone in a past life. Like
Lewandowski deserved it so much this year, and I would feel horrible. Today he was on television smiling when they were giving him the forward of the season award, but he deserved the Ballon d'Or this year, and I feel like he got robbed it.
Yeah, undoubtedly. His form for Bayern Munich was ridiculous.
Who do you think is the front runner for the Ballon d'Or this upcoming season?
I'm going to back Lewandowski to go and claim it. I think for any professional player, if they've had something when they might feel like it's been taken from them, it gives them more determination. I feel like Bayern Munich's team is only getting better. He is still the key part of that team when it comes to scoring goals. So I feel like he's going to. I'm gonna back you, Robert. I think he's gonna claim it this year. I hope he does it. He fucking deserves it. So I hope he gets it next year.
Definitely. Then there are always, the two super players that are Ronaldo and Messi. You never know how many goals they're going to score in a season. I do not think that either Juventus nor Barcelona are going to win the Champions League, but they could set some